A 20-year-old pizza delivery, a thick Long Island accent, and a charm straight out of a 1950s Rat Pack lounge. That was the first impression Sal Valentinetti gave when he stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage. But what came next wasn't just entertaining, it was electric. "How you doing? Come on, guys. We got a call time," he joked, as if he were already hosting the show. With him came a full entourage. His mom, 3 aunts, and Big Tommy, each louder and prouder than the last. They weren't just there for support. They were there for Sal's moment. He stood in front of the judges, cool as ever, and told them he delivered pizzas back home. Then, without missing a beat, he turned to Heidi Klum and dropped another line, "How you doing?" this time with a wink. She laughed. The audience laughed. And then, he got serious. "I didn't come here to try out. I came here to win." Cue the music. The first note of My Way played, and suddenly the room wasn't in 2016 anymore. It was somewhere between nostalgia and awe. He poured every bit of himself into the performance, and when the final note hit, Simon summed it up. "You can't fake this music. It's either in you or it's not." Heidi didn't wait. She slammed the golden buzzer. Confetti rained down. The crowd roared, and through the glitter and the lights, Sal whispered, "Today is the first day of the rest of my life." He didn't just pass the audition. He turned it into a moment people would never forget. If you're loving stories like this, real talent, big dreams, and unforgettable moments, go ahead and hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes journeys that'll make you smile, cheer, and maybe even tear up just a little. This is where the spotlight meets real life. Long before the confetti fell and the world knew his name, Sal Valentinetti was just a regular kid from Bethpage, New York, a town where family matters, traditions run deep, and dreams are often kept quiet. There were no vocal coaches, no stage lights, no big city ambitions. Just a boy with a love for old school jazz and a deep connection to his grandmother, who played Sinatra like it was scripture. For Sal, those Sunday afternoons spent listening to Dean Martin and Tony Bennett weren't just background noise. They were lessons in rhythm, emotion, and storytelling. He didn't know it yet, but those songs were shaping the artist he'd one day become. Ironically, Sal didn't even think he could sing. Not seriously. Not until a twist of fate turned a casual baritone horn lesson into something bigger. His music teacher, Dr. Joseph Merkel, heard something hidden in Sal's voice during a simple class exercise. "You've got something," he said. Quiet phrase that hit like thunder. That was the moment the path shifted, but not everyone was convinced. When the teacher reached out to Sal's mom, suggesting he get vocal training, she waved it off. "She's from Queens," Sal would joke years later, poking fun at her skepticism. She thought it was just a pitch to make money. Little did she know, it was a door knock. Even without her blessing, the seed had been planted. Sal kept singing, in the shower, in his room, under his breath, but never too loud. Still, something was building inside. At 17, he was already working, delivering pizzas in a Cadillac, of all things. Most teens might have shrugged at that, but Sal loved it. He wasn't just dropping off food, he was making people smile, cracking jokes, living his own slice-of-life story. And thanks to his uncle, he landed his first real singing gig at a local restaurant. It wasn't a big deal on paper, but to Sal, it was everything. He wasn't just singing anymore, he was performing. The tips turned into claps, the claps into confidence. Slowly, without fanfare, a dream was forming in the back of his mind. Maybe, just maybe, this voice could take him somewhere. AGT wasn't Sal Valentinetti's first shot at the spotlight. He had already tried his luck on American Idol, made it past the auditions, and then quietly disappeared before the live shows ever began. No viral moment, no second chance. Just a quiet exit that could have easily been the end of the road. But Sal doesn't fold that easy. When he stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage in season 11, something felt different, more aligned, more him. The audience wasn't just watching another singer, they were watching a second chance bloom in real time. Performance after performance, Sal proved that he wasn't a one-song wonder. He turned One Direction's Story of My Life into a smooth jazz number and made it feel like it had always belonged in a smoky lounge. Then he delivered That's Life with so much fire, it felt like Sinatra himself gave a nod from beyond. Judges stood, audiences roared, and online fans multiplied by the minute. His classic sound was hitting in a digital age. And it wasn't just novelty, it was needed. His YouTube audition has since racked up over 15 million views, and the comments section reads like a love letter to a forgotten era. But there was more going on behind the curtain. During the show, Sal quietly lost 50 pounds. Not for image, but because he was pre-diabetic and wanted to get healthy. No drama, no headlines, just discipline and grit. By the time he reached the finals and placed 5th, he had already beaten out viral sensations like Tapeface in the public vote. He didn't walk away with the $1 million prize, but he walked away with something far rarer, the hearts of a generation that didn't even know it missed swing and soul. Sal didn't just ride the roller coaster, he changed the tracks. After the stage lights dimmed and the cameras stopped rolling, Sal Valentinetti stepped into a new kind of spotlight, the unpredictable glare of post-AGT fame. Opportunities came quickly. He was invited back for the AGT Holiday Spectacular, where he performed Santa Baby alongside Heidi Klum, the very judge who had once hit the golden buzzer that changed his life. It felt like a full-circle moment, a warm, festive encore that reminded audiences just how beloved he'd become. But not everything followed the script. While many finalists looked to the AGT Las Vegas show as a career milestone, Sal's path veered slightly. He wasn't part of the official lineup, but that didn't stop him. He opened for Jay Leno at the Mirage, gracing the same Vegas stages as legends, and took his voice across cities like San Diego and Bangkok, chasing not fame, but the joy of performing live. Yet, behind the scenes, reality hit hard. In 2018, while in Florida, Sal collapsed from pneumonia and had to be rushed to the hospital. As if that weren't enough, he also needed emergency removal of all 4 wisdom teeth around the same time. The road that looked golden from a distance had its shadows too. And then came the headlines. Not for music, but for an unexpected confrontation. Someone backed into his beloved Cadillac, the very car that had become a symbol of his story. Words were exchanged, emotions ran high, and the moment made its way into the press. It was a reminder that with fame comes exposure, and with exposure, every moment, good or bad, can be magnified. For Sal, the aftermath wasn't about staying famous. It was about staying grounded. Through it all, Sal kept singing. When the confetti cleared and the attention faded, he did what real artists do. He worked. In 2017, he released his first EP, The Voice, a fitting title for someone who had become known not just for his talent, but for preserving a sound many had forgotten they missed. He followed it up in 2018 with Christmas Present, a holiday album that blended warmth, nostalgia, and one original track that showed he wasn't just recreating the past, he was adding to it. Then came Little Valentine in 2021, backed by the No Vacancy Orchestra, proving once again that Sal wasn't a flash in the pan. He was building something lasting. While others chased trends, Sal leaned deeper into what made him unique. He stayed true to the music he loved, jazz, swing, crooners, and brought it to stages big enough to match his ambition. Madison Square Garden, the NYCB Theater, where legends like Sinatra had once stood, the Paramount, sold out 3 nights in a row. These weren't nostalgia acts. These were real ticketed shows filled with fans who had followed him from AGT or discovered him after and kept coming back. Sal didn't just survive the post-AGT fog that swallows so many promising talents. He found clarity. He took the path less traveled, and in doing so, carved a lane that belonged to no one else but him. In 2021, Sal got down on one knee and proposed to his longtime girlfriend, Gianna Olivia, the one he calls his rock, the constant presence through every high and low since AGT. Their relationship isn't just picture perfect on social media. It's grounded, real, and built on the same values that have always defined Sal: loyalty, heart, and family first. He occasionally shares snapshots of their life together, behind-the-scenes moments, travel clips, quiet celebrations, and of course, glimpses of his performances that show the music never stopped. Today, Sal continues doing what he loves most, singing live, city to city, filling rooms with timeless songs and the kind of charm that's hard to find in a TikTok-driven world. His fan base isn't just loyal, it's generational. The people who saw that golden buzzer moment all those years ago still show up, still cheer, still believe. And new fans discover him all the time, drawn in by a voice that feels like home. "I wake up every day thankful that I get to sing for a living," he once said, and you can tell he means it. Fame never changed him. It just gave him the platform to be exactly who he already was. He didn't win America's Got Talent, but maybe, just maybe, he won something bigger, something that can't be measured in prize money or trophies. Sal Valentinetti walked into the national spotlight as a 20-year-old pizza delivery guy with a voice from another era, and he walked out with something far more meaningful, a legacy. Not the kind that fades when the season ends, but the kind built on heart, hustle, and staying true to who you are. While others chased trends, Sal leaned into tradition. He didn't reinvent himself to stay relevant. He reminded people of what was already worth remembering. Fame came fast, but it didn't change him. Through highs and lows, stages and setbacks, he kept showing up with the same charm, the same voice, and the same love for the music that shaped him. He never needed flashy production or social media gimmicks, just a mic, a melody, and a reason to sing. He brought something rare to a show built on sincerity, and in doing so, he carved out his own space in the hearts of millions. So now it's your turn. Was fame a blessing or a burden for Sal Valentinetti? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you love stories that go deeper than the final curtain, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell, because the spotlight may fade, but the story lives on.